Oh, I haven't got my gloves on. Because it's the middle of winter. No, I haven't. My hands will get cold. Oh, well, I'll just have to suck it up. I just have to suck it up or put them between your thighs. Where it's always warm.
It is, yeah. When we go to bed, he does sort of suck the heat out of me. And then when you're warm enough, you go to your side.
Duh. Hello.
Oh, dear.
First of all, I have to moisturise with my new batch of virgin Vivibar.
VVB.
It's not been touched. It feels nice. Oh, it's silky, smooth. Because the old one's gone off, but Vivi said it'd be fine for your cracked, dry hobbit feet.
Oh, that's fine then. I'll use it on those.
Yeah. Thank you, Vivi.
Yeah.
Thank you for my new part, which I shall spread thinly on a slice of toast and enjoy it orally as well.
There we are.
Not really.
No.
Not really.
I did accidentally shave my foot the other day.
What?
I don't have hairy
What?
feet.
Sorry, how can you accidentally shave your foot?
I had an itch. I was having a shave, and then I had an itch, and I went down to scratch the itch, and I shaved my foot. Just the top. And I thought, I'm shaving my foot, that's silly. Yeah, I should have used my fingers, which is what you normally do if you've got an itch. Yeah. But sometimes you've got like a pen and you've got an itch and you just do that.
No.
Yeah, no?
No.
Oh, I do.
No, Paul. No, just no. Anywho, welcome to the show, which is called
Sunday Chat!
And it's the 16th of June.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it though. Oh dear. We've got an extra blanket on the bed at the moment.
Extra blanket? We've got 3 quilts on the bed and a blanket at the moment because the nights are cool. But anyway, first of all, bloody welcome to you and you in the corner. And thank you for joining us.
I think there's somebody asleep.
Shush now, Paul. Honestly, stop. Just stop. You're out of control.
I've got my coffee.
So, yeah, just drink your coffee and shush. Yes, welcome. And if you're new to our channel, thank you so much for subscribing. We are aware that a number of you have recently come over from What Vivi Did Next.
Oh.
So thank you, and you're very, very welcome. Welcome sincerely.
That sounded so insincere. It did. Sincerely. Yeah.
Anyway, so we always kick off with Richard and Paul's weather report. So, again, we've said it on every single bloody video that we make. Summer is disappointing, but I do believe that there is heat on the way.
I'm not sure.
Well, I believe next week it's getting slightly warmer and then the temperature is dropping again.
Oh, well, there we are. Yeah,
but
there we are.
I think we are in for a little bit more stability and warmth in the coming weeks.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down, tell the tomatoes and the brassicas and the lettuce, and I think that's about it. And a couple of carrots, that we're in for stability and warmth, Richard said, and see what they say.
So now you're talking to vegetables.
Well, King Charles did it when he was Prince Charles, so it's good enough for him.
I'm worried.
It's good enough for me.
I'm going to the GP next week. Maybe I could book you in for an assessment.
I do talk to all the animals. I do,
Animals, that's different. Yeah. Have you seen there's a study going on? Re-animal consciousness.
No.
Yeah.
But I think animals are conscious.
Well, there is a school of thought. I mean, Darwin always said that he thought animals were conscious just as any other living creature. But there are some scientists that say no, they're not. And of course, when you've had animals, you know they are.
Yeah.
You know they are.
You know.
You just know. They're sort of studying consciousness in animals, or what's the other word? Sentience, I think they prefer to use.
Well, I think Peanut particularly used to hear me like 2 minutes before I got to the door, didn't she?
She would prick up her ear. Well, all of them actually would prick up their ears when the car was at the top of the road.
I mean, you know,
they knew they were the early warning sign that you were about to arrive.
But there was also, I would get, when I used the bus regularly, when I went on public transport, I'd be walking down the road and they'd know, wouldn't they? You'd say, oh yeah, Peanut knew.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but consciousness is also related to, I think, self-awareness, and there are only certain animals that can recognise themselves in a mirror.
Yeah, the cats didn't particularly like looking at mirrors, did they?
Well, I think cats always think it's another cat, don't they?
Yeah,
so
and they get their hackles up.
That's part of that thing, you know. Anywho, I
did see a video this week of a child, a boy, and there was a mirror in the street or something, and he looked in the mirror, and then he sort of went behind the mirror to have a look, and then looked in the front of the mirror again. I thought that was quite sweet. I mean, he was young, you know, he was only, I don't know, like a young, not a baby, I suppose a toddler. Is that the next thing?
I remember looking behind the television to find the door where all the people went in to do the show.
And it's me that needs the assessment. Yeah.
I was a child, Paul.
Yeah.
Anywho, so weather, yes, hopefully settling down, but again, another disappointing week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been warm in the sun when the sun has been out, but the clouds seem to have been really quite thick this week. So where we've had blue skies and it's been cloudy, you know, usually you get that sort of subtle shift from light to sort of shade as the clouds sort of scutter slowly across and block out the sun.
Scutter?
Yeah, scutter.
Scutter?
Yeah, scutter, cloud scutter. Don't you know that?
Scutter?
Scutter.
No.
Cloud scutter. So as they scutter along. And, but this, well, like at the moment, what's happening is the cloud is going over and it's just going sort of shady straight away. Thick cloud, but not sort of solid cloud with lots of blue sky. But yeah, it's been cold. Yeah.
Can we go on?
I can just about go on.
Anywho, let's move on with the show. So, coming up, more things.
Is there a sort of a thing there, like you see in other shows? There's like a ident of what's coming up.
No.
Maybe we could do that.
No.
Yeah, we could do that. We could add hours of work to Sunday chat.
No.
Sunday chat!
No.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, no, not going to do it.
It's like this morning, they do that, don't they?
Coming up on this morning's show.
Yeah. Person who's had 27 babies and she's only 84. Yeah.
I am not having people like that on my show. Very much. So
it's your show.
It is my show. I think it was my idea. Yeah, I was the one that thought of it.
Yeah, it's Richard's show.
So.
Yeah. Richard, bracket, and Paul in small letters, close bracket.
Yeah, with no capital.
No capital. No.
Paul. Paul, don't be horrible to Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on now because you're just waffling and you're out of control and it's not funny, it's not clever. So, it's been a full working week this week.
It's full working week every week.
Not every week, because next week and the week after, I've got some time off.
Oh, you do, yes.
So we are hoping to get out and about for some walking in the countryside. and potentially a trip out to Avebury. And if you don't know what Avebury is, it's the home of one of the largest stone circles in Europe.
Yes.
And you can see a previous trip here.
Have we got lots of Avebury?
You mean video?
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple. It's an interesting place, but yes.
I love it. We haven't been for a good couple of years, I think. We like to go. I mean, we were thinking about where we might go this week, and I did suggest Avebury because A, it's not school holidays yet.
No.
B, it's sort of early in the week, so hopefully there won't be too many people out. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the weather does.
More importantly, it's not midsummer yet.
No, that's next week.
The week after, you mean?
No, next week. That is next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah, it's Friday, isn't it?
Maybe it's not a good idea. Midsummer, solstice. We don't want to be going to Avebury on the solstice.
We don't need to go on the solstice.
What day is the solstice?
I could put my habit 17, and my hood 18. On, and I could sort of prance around.
Okay. We're okay.
Oh, we're okay.
All right.
We're all right. We're all right. Oh, dearie me.
So,
my coffee.
Okay. So we are hoping for a trip out. So
I mean, it's unbelievable to think that it's midsummer next
so
week.
We know it's midsummer because we have cockchafers coming down the chimney.
We do.
Yeah, cockchafer beetles always like to come down our chimney for some unknown reason every year around this time.
Yeah, and you get quite frightened by them.
I don't like them because they might get stuck in my hair.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I have suffered. Yesterday I had a rosebud stuck in my hair. I found out about it about 6 o'clock in the evening. That had happened mostly between 10 and 12 yesterday.
There's a little bit of a difference between a rosebud and a buzzing beetle that's about that big.
Oh yeah, but they're so cute and they're so bumbly. They really do bumble. You know, they're those sort of beetles that look as though they can't really fly. And they go and then they land and they go silent for a while because I think they're absolutely exhausted. And that happened the other night, didn't you? You lost one. Oh dear! So he came in. He got the cup, the glass, and this bit of paper, so you could capture it with the glass and then put it outside. And then I came in. He went, I can't find it. It's somewhere over there. And then about 2, I said, well, we'll just carry on watching what we're watching, and then about 2 hours later it was up here. It was behind you.
I can't relax.
Oh, there it is.
It's in court.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not that. I'm not usually a flincher when it comes to, you know, if I feel something on my hand or something, or in my hair, I don't go like some people do. I sort of go, oh, I wonder what that is, and oh, it's a beetle. So yeah.
I scream. Anyway, let's move on, Paul. Come on, Lord. We need to get the show on road.
Yeah, sorry, I'll shut up now.
So, Paul, this week you've been down to For Earth's Sake.
Yes, yeah. So as you know, I'm down there regularly at the moment, once a week. I'm hoping that's going to go back to once a fortnight in as we get into July. Because we've got an event coming up next weekend, which is a Midsummer Revels Day or afternoon on Sunday the 23rd. We've got Hook Eagle Morris back. They're going to be doing Morris dancing. We've also got Maypole for kids. And if that's not what people want to do, then they can just wander the gardens and there'll be refreshments and things like that. So that's rather lovely. I'm also putting together the website for the new website for Earth's Sake. and the website for Great Green Barn. So that's greatgreenbarn.com. So if you go to that, you can see how that is developing, and you can see what Midsummer Revels is. We're also sorting out Greek cookery courses for the autumn and various meetings of local organisations so that they can use the Great Green Barn. And of course the plastic free shop continues as well. So there's been a lot going on. There's a lot of planning. But as well as all of that planning, there's things that you need to do in the background to make sure that company accounts are filed and confirmation statements and things like that. And I sort of do all of that as well. So it's been a busy week, continuing to be a busy week. It's taking up a bit more time than I want it to at the moment, which is why I hope once we get to July it'll be a little bit quieter. But yeah, all of that's good.
Yeah. Lovely, Paul. Thank you.
Oh, and talking about for Earth's sake, we used to have the shop, the plastic free shop in Cranley, on Cranley High Street, and it was announced this week that Cranley, one of the generally considered to be one of the wealthiest areas of the United Kingdom, has been granted £370,000 of levelling up funds. Now, levelling up funds were sort of put in place by the Conservative government to bring up poorer areas of the country, level them up. And the fact that one of the wealthiest villages in the United Kingdom has been given £370,000 in levelling up funds when it's already up there is just astounding. Until you realise that the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, is actually the MP of that area or in that area, but because of border changes of voting, Cranley will now be in the area that he is standing. And suddenly the Conservatives give this village, which is new in that area, £370,000. 3 weeks before the election. There's something rather fishy about that.
Oh dear.
Unbelievable. You know, there is poverty in most areas of the UK, including in Cranley. But, you know, I just don't get it. I just don't. And I don't even get angry about it anymore. It's It's just what is.
Okay,
what is.
That's fine. Thank you for that little bit of political news there, Paul. Let's move forward. So we are hoping to get out and about, as we've said. And we've both kind of come to the conclusion that because of all the work, life has been a little dull recently.
Yeah.
And, you know...
unfulfilling,
I think that the phrase... all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy is true. It's very, very true, and we have been working a lot recently, and it needs to change. And hopefully the next 2 weeks will illustrate that, you know, we do achieve a better work-life balance when I'm part-time, because I enforce you to take a day out.
Yes.
So that needs to happen, and it's being worked on at the moment. Lovely. Super duper.
I mean, it's... I think also I'm feeling... I realised this yesterday, that I'm feeling slightly down. It's a year since we last saw Mum.
Yeah.
So we went to Guernsey maybe a week ago for the weekend, and we had a nice time with Mum, and that was actually the last time that we saw Mum, that was the last time we saw Mum, until obviously she died later in the year. And I think that, and the fact that we're coming up to my birthday next month, and my birthday always reminds me of when my dad died, because he died just a couple of days before my 50th. I think maybe that's hitting me a bit more than those emotions are they're affecting me more than they normally have done. I think it's that it's, as we said, it's the realization that both your parents have gone, and we're both in that situation now, aren't we? And some days it's absolutely fine with it. Another day something will happen, and it's sort of like, oh.
I think
it's a bit like the cats, when you saw that video of one of our cats yesterday.
I think the key is to not spend too long in that feeling.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's okay to feel sad, and it's okay to feel emotions around something, around a memory or whatever it is. I think what people tend to do wrong is spend too long poring over it.
Yeah.
And to allow it to take them down a rabbit hole of emotion, of memory journeys and nostalgia and reminiscing and all of that. And actually, I think if you're prone to feeling sad and a bit depressed about stuff,
it can drag you down.
You can take it too far. So I think allow yourself. I mean, I allow myself a few minutes just to feel. And actually, you'll find over time that you automatically allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to shed a tear, and then you move forwards.
Yeah.
More quickly than you've done before. So it's about not allowing an emotion to take control of you. And take you over and be overwhelmed by it. I mean, if you've got clinical depression, then it's a whole different kettle of fish. It's a different ball game. And if you suspect you have clinical depression or chronic depression, you do need to seek help with that. But if it's sadness about something in your life that has happened in the past, spend a few moments with it and then move forward. And I find it's helpful to go and do a task.
Well, I was going to say, interesting. I planted out our Brussels sprouts earlier in the week, and Brussels sprouts are always something that remind me of Dad, because Dad used to grow them so well. And they were sort of, like 4 foot, 5 foot tall, and they were always really good. So Brussels sprouts always remind me of Dad. So I planted those out, and I thought, oh yeah, I must tell Dad. And then it's like, oh no, that's 8 years ago. Dad's not around. And then I think something else happened. There was a neighbour came to the door and asked me something, and for some reason it triggered their memories of my mum. And I was sitting on the sofa. You'd gone back to work, and it was like 5 minutes after that, and I was just sitting here, and I started thinking about Mum, and I thought, actually, this is okay. You're feeling a little bit down. Get to the plot and do a job. And I got to the plot, and I just got on and did something, and I had that nice time of sort of mental balancing at the allotment while pulling out lots of grasses and doing weeding, which is quite a nice sort of job to do in those moments. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, but distraction and getting on and doing something, I think, is really good advice.
Yeah, I think it depends on what the thing is. If it's something that if it's a sad thought that somehow for some reason needs attention. And needs resolving, then you have to work at resolving it somehow. But if it's to do with a memory of something that's already happened, and you run the risk of allowing that memory to drag you down for the whole day, and don't spend too much time with it.
Certainly try not to.
Well, move on, do something else. Clean a cupboard, clear out a drawer.
Make some soup.
Whatever it is, but the mind likes to be distracted. That's why we like entertainment. That's why entertainment is so prevalent in today's society, because people have found it to be comforting, distracting, to take them away from the daily drudgery that we all experience.
And that can be, whatever your entertainment is, from reading a magazine or a book, to watching TV, allotmenteering.
Hence deciding to go out and about to relieve the dullness. It all links in. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
Really. So, let's move on to another piece of entertainment. Which is my word of the week.
Oh, great.
And this is taken from a book that was gifted to me by Vivi of What Vivi Did Next and Vivi's Kitchen Garden, A Word for Every Day of the Year by Stephen Poole. And today is the 16th of June, and the word is quop.
Q-U-A-P.
Q-U-O-P. Quop.
Quop.
Okay, ready? Now, I've not looked at this at all. I've not rehearsed it. I've not read through. An invaluable word to know at Scrabble. Quop means to wriggle, throb, or pulsate, as it is used of a slowly asphyxiating fish. In the first recorded instance, spelled quop with an A, in John Wycliffe's 1382 Bible. Later in John Dryden's 1669 comedy, The Wild Gallant, a tailor's wife, promised a place at court, exclaims, "Oh, how my heart quops now," as they say. Where does such a strange word come from? It is, judges the OED, ultimately imitative, deriving from
anecdotal?
No. Deriving from antecedents, such as the Middle Dutch quabbelen, to quiver, wobble, originally used of fatty body parts of animals.
I quabble, yeah.
So do I. Today is Bloomsday, the date on which Leopold Bloom, the hero of Ulysses, goes on his voyage around Dublin. Could the great James Joyce ignore the existence of such a splendid word? He could not. And so, in the novel, we find the lovely line, "His heart quopped softly."
So you quop, you don't quabble. Oh, quabble is the... Yeah.
Is what?
It's Dutch, did you say?
Quabbelen.
Quabbelen.
Well, there we are.
There we are.
We all know a new word. How lovely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
So,
I mean, these words, so many derivations, so you never quite know. And did you see that Dudar got a gong this week?
Who?
From Countdown.
Who?
Wordsmith from Countdown.
Susie
Dent. She got a gong this week in the King's birthday
a
honours.
gong?
Yeah, she was a OBE or something,
right.
I think, or
God.
an MBE. Yeah.
Everybody's an MBE or an OBE. Simon Le Bon got one from Duran Duran, an MBE.
Yeah.
He does deserve it.
Well, so does Susie.
He's been around a lot longer than Susie Dent. Really?
I don't think he has.
I think he has.
When
did Countdown start?
1980... late 70s?
No, it didn't.
Early 80s?
It started with Channel 4.
When Channel 4 launched.
Or maybe they have been around for the time. Was she on Countdown from the beginning?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's bigger than her.
Not in countdown terms, he's not.
So, it's time for the end of the show, which is called What Have We Watched on Television? Well, we continue with Marlon Crowbar's Shelter. That's Harlan Coben. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of enjoying it, but I kind of find it's all a little bit... Oh, everything's building up to the end when we're going to find out what the whole mystery is.
Yeah, I think 6 episodes rather than 8 would have been fine.
I think it's dragged out a little bit too long. I mean, the kids are good. I always find American actors, well,
usually
they're not children, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
They're probably in their 20s in reality. I find them always better than English.
I wouldn't say always.
I think they're
generally
always more natural.
Well, there's a bigger pool of talent to draw from.
Maybe
after all, like 10 times as much talent.
Maybe it's direction as well.
In terms of numbers of people living in the US, I mean.
Maybe it's direction as well. I think that, I don't know, I find it flows better. I find English child actors a little bit stilted. I don't know, there's something about the way they deliver English. I don't know. Anywho, so we continue with the Hotel Inspector on Yornorama, revisiting.
Yeah, revisiting. So again, 40 minutes of what happened the first time I went, and here's my revisit, and I'm going to put a few tables in and napkins out.
I don't even know why we're watching it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we might move on from that.
We watched a rerun of Top of the Pops, which was fun. Always fun to watch old Top of the Pops. We continue with Pie in the Sky.
Always enjoyable. And I was saying to you earlier this week, it's interesting. Pie in the Sky, did I say this last week? Is very much about sort of like social issues and crime rather than murder. There's occasionally a murder that needs to be solved, but it's very much about sort of social issues. Yeah.
We continue with Ted Lasso,
which I really do find has some I really like it, and there's really poignant moments. You generally fall asleep.
Yeah. Mind you, I'll fall asleep at anything at the moment. I mean, by 9:30, I'm dribbling on the sofa.
If not before.
But that's okay, I don't mind. Kind of suits me.
Sister Boniface.
We've started a new series, haven't we?
Yeah, it's a new series. We I think we're on the 2nd episode, which was about a doll maker and a doll's hospital, and I always find dolls a bit creepy. I don't know why. I remember seeing a sort of, I don't know whether it was a thriller or whether it was a horror film when I was very young. It was black and white and there were lots of dolls' faces, but I'm not a great dolls fan.
I don't mind dolls like Cindy, Barbie, Pippa. But
I don't mind the one in
the sort of
Bagpuss.
It's the porcelain dolls.
Yeah.
And the dolls that are bigger with the eyes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, when their eyes rock. Yeah. Didn't there was a baby go to sleep or something at one point, wasn't there, where you put it down and the eyelids shut? Well, I'm sure that launched when we were kids.
Loads of dolls, the eyelids shut, Paul, when you put them down.
I seem to remember that and being in the toy shop in Guernsey and finding it really quite creepy when this person next to me was sort of doing that with the doll.
Yeah, anyway. The scene in Barbarella.
She gets chased by dolls.
They got sharp teeth.
Maybe it's... No, I don't think it's that. Maybe it is.
Barbarella's not black and white, although it might
not.
have been on your television.
It might have been, yes.
Guernsey.
Yeah. I think colour did come to the Channel Islands a bit later. Yeah.
So we also watch Question Time, as we do every week, which is always very political. It's always nice to see the Conservatives squirming.
Yeah.
Always good fun. What's that one? MOTOE.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Well, you watched that. I didn't watch that. I've seen it before. I know what happens.
Well, everyone knows what happens.
It's like watching Titanic. The boat sinks.
Oh, yeah, but Night to Remember, you can watch that time and time again, and you still hope that the ending is going to be different, and of course it's not. I do.
That's the definition of madness, Paul.
Is it? Well, there we are. That explains a lot.
I don't want to watch anything that involves any sinking boats.
No, you don't. He's not he doesn't like bows.
I don't like anything to do with
No.
hunks of metal in water that is deep and dark.
No.
No. Oh, I can feel it on my feet.
I did
the metal
suggest
scraping against my toes.
I did suggest to you once, I think when we were going to... Dad wanted to
Don't tell me
go
it's
to Bristol and go on a boat tour of the harbour in a little boat, you know. With
I don't mind a
boats.
little boat.
Yeah, but there was all the big boats would be moored there as well, and we'd be going under them.
No.
And Dad used to love that type of thing because Dad worked on boats, you know. I mean, yeah, you know, as a young kid, I've said before, I would sort of play underneath the quayside as Dad was working on the mail boats and things.
No.
And bringing them in small rowing boats, you know, because what used to happen is as the boat came into the harbour, the rope would be thrown down and then it would be rowed in and then pulled up to the you know, attached to the huge bollard thing. And that's what used to happen. And I went out a few times. I mean, health and safety wouldn't allow it now. But I went out a few times with Dad on those boats, and this huge rope would just like plunge into the water next to you. No, you wouldn't like that.
No. I feel ill just thinking about it.
I think that's also the good thing about roll-on, roll-offs. You know, when you drive onto a boat and you drive off, very often you don't have that experience of the huge hull of the boat because you're just driving into a sort of big open mouth type thing. Yeah. So.
Well, I had to get over my sort of fear. It's not a phobia. It's just I just dislike it intensely. It's not something that causes me to crumble and, you know,
tear up.
We went on the ferry a few times, the drive-on ferry to Guernsey, and I was okay with it. I just didn't think about it too much.
No.
Lovely. So that's it. That's it for this week's show.
That's it, is it?
Yeah.
Aww.
We've got to get on.
You look lovely today, Richard.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
What are you looking for, Paul?
Nothing.
Somebody to make lunch for you?
Oh no, he's made supper a few times this week. That's been really lovely. Yeah. It's been great.
Because I'm good at that.
It's just been nice when you... I mean, he does usually cook. If we don't have something in the freezer, when I'm up for her sake, he does usually cook that evening anyway, don't you? And you sometimes you make them sort of very sort of like cheesy risottos and things, but you did really lovely vegetable.
Well, everything has to be healthy from now on.
Everything has to be healthy from now on.
Because I'm going to the doctor's on Wednesday morning because of cholesterol being higher than it should be. Yeah.
Well, there we are. We'll see what the reading is.
Well, at the end of the day, it's got to be diet.
Yeah.
I'm not automatically going on to statins.
And exercise. So you could start sort of, you know, walking an hour a day, getting up an hour early and going across the meadows and walking an hour a day. Yeah.
Anyway,
there we
more
are.
on that in my daily vlogs. So that's it now.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, Paul.
Stuff to do.
Say goodbye.
I need to do another segment of A Week at the Plot. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And that'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah, shh. It's almost lunchtime.
It isn't. It's only 11 o'clock.
I was thinking of food.
I think we're going to have beans on toast for lunch today.
We haven't got any beans.
Haven't we got any beans?
No, I looked the other day. There are no beans. And I'm not having chickpeas on toast. We've got leftovers. We can do some couscous and have leftover from last night. It needs to be eaten today because those leftovers contain leftovers.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, we'll have that for lunch.
Finish that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for watching.
Have we got no baked beans?
No.
Oh, we got no baked beans.
How remiss of you, Paul.
Absolutely, yeah.
All other aspects of household management are catered for by myself. All you need to do is do the shopping.
All I need to do is do the shopping.
All you need to do, the shopping.
That's all I need to do.
Shopping, some cooking and the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I don't do anything else.
Oh, ulcer update.
Oh, what?
I've still got it. But it's getting better. I can just about go on.
Oh, dearie me.
Bonjela. That's Bonjela.
By Bonjela.
By Bonjela.
Yeah. Yeah, sold by Bonjela.
Yeah, it's not a paid promotion. We're saying goodbye now. Say goodbye. Wave to the people. Come again. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now. Watch all the adverts.
Well, it's a bit late to tell them to do that now, isn't it?
Watch the advert at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Bananas! Bananas! Oh, I got a free pack of bananas this week at Lidl doing the shopping. Yeah, so I got a free pack of bananas.
Cut.
Yeah.